What up, guys? So, there's been some cards revealed for the upcoming core set Duelist Nexus, and one of the cards that got revealed has me really excited. So, the card is called Fusion Reinforcement. I've got the stuff pulled up on my computer right here. It says you can reveal a monster in your extra deck, and if you do, special summon one of the fusion materials mentioned on it from your extra deck or graveyard, but until the end of your opponent's turn, it cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. My initial thought was that this now opens the door on the number of fusion monsters you can summon from the extra deck without needing to summon them properly. Because I realized later that this card does not have to summon fusions. It can also summon any other monster from the extra deck. Or it can also summon from the graveyard, meaning that you can actually reveal a fusion monster with a main deck material and then summon that material from the graveyard if you would like. But the far more powerful way to use this card is to use it to summon extra deck monsters without having to properly summon them. So I made this thread. Basically, what I was aiming to do was I wanted to go out and find every target that this card has to be able to summon something from the extra deck specifically. Initially, I focused exclusively on fusions because I hadn't realized that this card can summon things other than fusion monsters. So I'm going to go over the fusions. Now, if you look at the artwork, it's very clearly meant to be used to reveal Dark Flare Knight and summon Flame Swordsman, which you can kind of see here. It's meant to reveal him, summon him. So it's meant as a Flame Swordsman support card, since Flame Swordsman is a listed material on Dark Flare Knight, but there are other cards as well. Like Dragon Master Knight lists Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as a material, meaning using this card you can summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. One of the far more interesting ones that I became aware of is Lunalight Panther Dancer lists Lunalight Cat Dancer as a material. Now, Lunalight Panther Dancer is also listed on Lunalight Leo Dancer as a material, but Panther Dancer specifically requires to be fusion summoned. And since this card does not count as a fusion summon, then you can't summon it. Cat Dancer, on the other hand, does not have that restriction, meaning that in a Lunalight deck, you can summon Cat Dancer using this card by revealing Panther Dancer. One of the ones that I found kind of weird is Rare Fish lists Fusionist as a material. Now here's one that was a card I had literally never heard of before. Shura, the Combat Star, lists Idaten, the Conquering Star. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Conqueror Star. I had literally never seen this card before. RJ, the homie, he tweeted and mentioned that you can summon Naturia, Beast, and Barkion because they're both listed as materials on Exterio. And this made me realize the card does not actually have to be a fusion that you summon. So I started digging, and I found that Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, is listed on Gaia Drake, the fusion. So he's summonable off of this card. I also found out that Wind Witch Winterbell is listed on Wind Witch Crystal Bell. So that's kind of neat. So those are the synchros that can be summoned off of this card. The last of the targets, because there are no link targets for this card yet. Independent Nightingale lists Assembled Nightingale as a material, meaning you can summon it. The fact that the effects are negated really hampers what you can do with this card, but it does kind of open the doors for, summoning cool things from the extra deck. The fact is that this opens up the doors for further deck building possibilities, and it also opens the door for further card design, because now Konami knows that if they print a fusion monster that lists an extra deck monster as material, that monster is now summonable off of this card. I personally think using it to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is something that casual players and players that try to break Blue Eyes are going to have a field day with. The fact that it doesn't summon the Ultimate Dragon properly is a bit of a problem, but the fact that it allows you to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon basically for free, that's pretty cool. And there are cards that want Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on the field. So you could hypothetically build a deck that benefits from having Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on the field, and you could use this card as one of the extremely easy ways to cheat it out. Like, I seriously considered what the implications would be of using it in a deck that wants to summon level 6s, because you can use it to summon the Gaia Synchro. You can summon it as a level 6, and you can either use it as material for Beatrice, or you could use it as like a level 6 extender in decks that want level 6s on the field. The first deck that comes to mind for me is Virtual World. I think it's far better in a deck that aims to hard make Beatrice, which Virtual World can do. And it also gives you access to like a non-tuner level 6, which can pair with something like a Lulu or a summon back Nian Nian to go into like Shen Shen or something like that. But the fact is that Virtual World doesn't really need help in that regard. What it needs help with is getting access to more Virtual World cards. So the deck building implications of this card, while I think there's a lot of cool stuff to be looked at, me personally, I think that using it to bring something out and then using that as material for something else is probably the coolest thing that you can do. We'll have to see. I'm really excited to see what comes of this. I think this card is really cool. I think it opens up a lot of possible deck building possibilities, and I really want to see where it goes. So if you could go ahead and just give that subscribe button a little tickle. I'm fiending for more subscribers. Please feed my addiction, okay? Give me that serotonin rush. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Who cares?